Hi, I'm so glad you came here to get some of your notes for this over the weekend so that you're ready for Monday. So let's go on in. We're going to look at slopes of lines. So some things that we know about slopes. We're going to look at, it's going to be the rise over the run. And the rise is the difference in the y values of 2 points. So the rise goes up and down. Going horizontally is the run. Now the run is the difference of x values of 2 points on the line. So we've got these 2 points, and we can determine both the rise and the run and put them over each other to get the slope. So we're going to have this equation, and I'm going to put it down here because I have more room there, and that's going to be the slope. Really. Oh, I guess I'm still recording. Something popped up, and I'm just going to keep on going, and I had to take care of it. So sorry about that. The slope designated by m is going to be y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So that's the formula that we are going to use to find the slope. So when we're classifying these slopes, if it is, when you read from left to right, right, we go left to right when we read a book, we're going to do that same thing when we're reading a line. If it's moving up, it's said to have a positive slope. If it's moving down, it's going to have a negative slope. What if it doesn't move up or down? What is that? Well, it's not going up, it's not going down, so it's a zero slope. What if it doesn't move left to right at all? It's just a vertical one. We're going to call that one undefined, or no slope. Let's go ahead and try to find some slopes now. So we're going to find some slopes. Let's find what these points are. Point A is -2, -3. Point B is 3, 1. Well, I'm going to designate my A as x1, y1, and my B as x2, y2, and put those into the formula that I've been working with. So I have the slope is equal to, and y1 minus y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Well, when you're taking a subtract by a negative, that's like adding a positive. So it's 1 plus 3 over 3 plus 2. So my slope is 4 over 5. Let's go ahead and do that again. So we've got us find the slope, and we have 2 points on this line. We have m, which is at 1, 2, and n, which is at 1, -4. So we're going to use, let's see, I'll use x as my x1, or m as my x1, y1, and n as my x2, y2. And I'm going to use the formula for the slope, and I'm going to take -4 minus 2 in the numerator and 1 minus 1 in the denominator. My numerator is -6. My denominator is 0. Oh no, you can't divide by 0, right? Cannot divide by 0. It doesn't even give us 0. This is why it is undefined. So all vertical lines are going to have an undefined slope or no slope. All right, we don't have a picture this time. We only have points. So let's designate x1, y1, x2, y2, and use the slope formula for this. We have m is equal to, and y2 is 7 minus negative 3. And then we're going to take negative 6 and subtract negative 11. That's like 7 plus 3 over negative 6 plus 11. 7 plus 3 is 10. And negative 6 plus 11 is 5. We can simplify 10/5. My slope is 2. One more example. Let's take a look at this one. I'll let my r be the first points. And I'm going to continue to use that lovely slope formula, m equals. So y2 is negative 3. We'll subtract negative 3. And we're going to divide that by x2, which is 0, and subtract negative 7. Well, subtracting a negative is like adding a positive, so I have negative 3 plus 3 over 0 plus 7. Well, my numerator ends up being 0 over, and my denominator is going to be 7. You can take 0 and divide it by a number. So this is, the slope is 0. That means it is a horizontal line. So, are there relationships in the slopes in parallel and perpendicular lines? Well, of course there are. On our parallel lines, they have the same slope. Perpendicular lines are going to have negative reciprocals, or negative or opposite. I like to say opposite. These notes like to say negative, but opposite reciprocals. Opposite means I'm going to change plus or minus. If it's minus, I'm going to make it plus. If it's positive, I'm going to make it negative. Reciprocals means I'm going to flip it. So here, 3/4, the negative or opposite reciprocal, since this is positive, it will be negative. And then I'm going to flip it, 4 over 3. 2, remember that's over 1, right? So I'm going to make it negative, and I'm going to flip it, and it's going to be 1/2, so negative 1/2. Negative 7/8, I'm going to make that positive, and then it's going to be 8 over 7. 1, keep in mind that's over 1, right? So 1 over 1, when you flip it, it's still 1 over 1. So it's going to stay 1, but I do have to change the sign. It's negative 1. 0, if I keep in mind that's over 1. So if I did 1 over 0, I can't divide by 0. So the reciprocal or negative reciprocal of 0 is going to be undefined. So we can put our knowledge of finding the slope and the relationship of the slopes with parallel and perpendicular lines. Let's put that together. And it's your turn. You're going to do, there's numbers 5 through 9 are on that same page that you just put those notes on. You're going to find the slope of AB, and then you're going to find the slope of CD. If they're the same, they're parallel. If they are negative reciprocals, then they're perpendicular. If they're not the same and they're not negative reciprocals, then they're neither. And so that's what you're going to do. And when you want to check it, go to the printed copies that I've put on eCampus, and you can see the work.